Hello everyone, welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Are you ready for your Bad Apple review? Today we're taking a look at the action thriller Elevation. This movie is 1 hour and 30 minutes and it does a great job at setting the stage, bringing the audience member up to speed of what's been going on, getting you interested, involved, caring for the characters, their story, as well as rooting for them along the way. It's right in that sweet spot of absolutely not too long, but not too short, and I appreciated that as an audience goer. This movie is rated R, and it is rated R for language. We have one character that likes to drop some F-bombs, and there is some coarse language throughout. Now, I was really hoping for some blood and gore. You're not going to find that here. So if you're thinking about taking someone that's really dipping their toes into the action thriller monster category genre, then this is a perfect one for that if you think that they are up for it. And if you are someone that's really looking for blood and gore and ripping apart of bodies, you will not find that here. I do feel like it was a little bit of a waste of an R rating. As the screen opens, we get introduced to the panic right off the bat. There are these alien monster creatures coming up from the surface of the earth, and they are on the hunt. They are on the hunt and they want carnage. They are hunting down any human they come across. Now, as the people are starting to flee, they soon realize and get word out that once you get above 8,000 feet in elevation, it stops these monsters dead in their tracks. They can't pass that elevation line, and people try to flee for safety. So we get introduced, it's 3 years later. Everyone's trying to survive above the 8,000 threshold in elevation. We meet a compound of 100 plus individuals, survivors in the Rocky Mountain location. They are really trying to make it through as well as come up with ways of how to kill these creatures, which seem to be unkillable. We get introduced to Anthony Mackie right off the bat, and he is a father first. He cares about his son. He recently lost his wife when she went out on an expedition trying to find a way to kill these creatures, and he does not want to lose his son. Now, his son has an issue with his breathing and needs a special machine to breathe that takes filters each evening. They're on the last filter. He only has about 5 nights left, and our plot unfolds for the search for a filter to save his son. Anthony Mackie's character Will has a best friend in the movie named Katie, played by Maddie Hassan. She really helps him get through each day, and vice versa. They hunt together, and they also rely on each other for support during these trying times. Marina Bakarin plays Nina, and she is really struggling to try to figure out how to kill the monsters. She has made it her life's mission to figure that out, and she will not stop. She wants to be the one to solve the mystery as to what they're doing here, what their purpose is, and how they can be killed. These monsters are so hard to kill, and there's really no way to survive that no one, everyone is very fearful, wants to go below the 8,000 foot threshold. Will reaches out to Nina, who's reluctant, but she is up for the task. In order to save his son, they are going to have to travel below the threshold. Will, Nina, and Katie team up together to try and go into the town to first and foremost get the breathing devices for Will's son, and also go to Nina's lab to try to find materials that she believes will help destroy these creatures. The pace on this is really good. I was never bored, and again, it's 1 hour and 30 minutes. It really fits the bill as far as not being too long of a movie. You get thrown into the character development, and you know right away, in a quick amount of time, it catches you up to speed. You know that there was a tragedy, it's 3 years later, we're dealing with the aftermath, and we still haven't figured out how to kill these creatures and how to survive. We're surviving above 8,000 feet of elevation, but the moment you go below that line, you don't have much time. These creatures are on you. They have ways to figure out, I know a human's present and I'm going after it. So this is really something that takes a different approach, a different look, and I enjoyed that as an audience goer. So it's a little bit out of the box of the normal monster movie. But for me personally, I think that there was the possibility to really bring in some more carnage. I mean, any amounts of blood and gore or just some sort of leftover entrails. There really isn't any of that. And I understand if you're not going to bring that into the film, then don't waste it with the coarse language. Go for a lower rating in my viewpoint. I would have went for that PG-13 and really opened it up to more audience members, but that's just me. That's just my gripe. Let me know if you feel the same way in the comments below. I'm intrigued to see people's opinions on that if and when you watch it. I was excited to see this movie. I was actually anticipating it being pretty decent, and there's no letdowns. The acting is good. The monsters are like roar, like they are big. They are not so scary, like you're like trembling in fear from an audience goer standpoint. But I mean, if you were really there in real life, holy hell, yes, terribly terrifying. Like, yes, unbelievably scary, even more unbelievably scary that they cannot be killed or we haven't figured out a way to kill them yet. So yes, the fear is there, but as an audience goer, I didn't feel it so much. There's elements of like, oh wow, and then trembling a little bit here or there. There's a jump scare that I definitely fell for. So I was entertained. I was really entertained. I enjoyed seeing this on the big screen. But that being said, I do feel as though this is one that if you want to see it and you've been looking forward to it, yes, by all means, go see it. But if you're like, I could take it or leave it, wait to watch it at home. You're not going to miss anything there. It is worth the view, but really after the fact, I'm just kind of left feeling meh. You know, it was good. It wasn't great. The acting was good. It wasn't great. It's just kind of one of those run-of-the-mill movies that you kind of do forget after it's been seen. And I just wish that they brought more, because I do think that the potential was there to really dive in deep, and they did most of the legwork. So it's just like, come on, come on, give me more. This one is directed by George Nalfi, and I really just want to see more from him. I do feel as though he did a great job. Like, there's elements of laughter and comedy throughout, and I enjoyed that. The character depth is there. These monsters, you feel their presence, and there is this like edge of your seat feel, but it falls flat. It doesn't do a deeper dive into the level of thrill that I was really hoping for, and I don't think it would have taken much to really push it there, and I wish that we had seen that. I wish it was brought out better, and I'm looking for more from you, because I know we're thinking about doing a second movie. If you go and see this one, butts in seats for at least a few minutes at the end, they have closure for the movie, but they definitely leave it open for the possibility of a number 2 or a sequel coming our way soon. Danny Boyd plays Hunter, Will's son, and he does a great job, and he is just over the top adorable. So you want to go save his life. It's like, yes, I'm up for the challenge. I will risk my life. Let's go below the line and let's save this boy. So let's team up and get it done. There's also a predictability to this movie, and it's okay. I mean, nowadays it's difficult, especially when you're doing this genre. Of course, there's going to be some predictable moments here and there, but as far as the plot storyline unfolding, it just kind of falls very flat, and then it becomes almost comical at the end in the third act when we're realizing like we have to go up against and really stand our ground and fight the monsters. There is kind of this element of like, what? At least for me there was. It really, I was like really holding it it together to try to keep this movie. I'm like, all right, I can get behind it. There's no blood, there's no gore. Okay, all right. Maybe there will be when we kill these monsters. Maybe then we'll see some blood and gore. And albeit I understand why we didn't, it just is laughable in a way. It's a little laughable in a way. So I'm not going to give out any spoilers. This is a spoiler-free review, but yeah, a little cheesy for my liking. So I don't know. It's entertaining. It's at least entertaining. All right, so what is my bad apple review on this one? Is it worth seeing in the theater? Like I mentioned before, if you are already excited to see this one, by all means, if you're a fan of any of these actors, by all means, they are there, they're putting in the work, there's great effects in the background, and you do really feel like you are along for this journey. So I appreciate it, but it just, for me, falls flat. So I do feel as though it's not one that you have to run out and see in the theater. You're not going to miss anything watching it in the comfort of your own home, streaming it, or whenever you get around to seeing it. So I am giving this a 3 out of 5, and the main reason is because I'm frustrated with the rating. Either do the PG-13, bump it down. We don't need to have all the F-bombs, which really didn't feel terribly over the top for me as an audience goer, and just have it be other verbiage and give it that PG-13. It's R, restricted. Where's my blood? Where's my gore? Where's my guts? Where's my just carnage laying on the side of the road, right? Or just like a bloody leg somewhere along the way. Something. There's nothing. And I mean, yes, there is some kills, right? You got your kill shots, but it's to a minimal amount. And I do really feel like there could have been something a little bit more thrown in. Like, give me something. Come on. Don't disappoint me with the R. It is just frustrating beyond belief. So that is my biggest gripe for this movie. That's why I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. What's your thoughts? Are you going to see this one? Let me know down below, and I will see you back here soon. No blood, no carnage, no entrails, no gore. Such a letdown for an R. With monsters ripping people apart, allegedly. Come on.